I'm gonna tell you my take on the used vehicle versus new vehicle and why you should always be buying used. New vehicles, right, don't get me wrong, if you have the money, you can afford to get it for the new car smell and freaking having something nobody else sat in, that's awesome. So if you're a multi-millionaire, if it makes sense for you, go for it, knock yourself out, right? There's times where a new vehicle makes sense. You know, you're getting enough money off and maybe the used market at that point's too crazy. The new stuff can make sense, but for me, Mark Martin Motors, why do I sell used vehicles? The biggest thing that I see and that I love in what I sell, I can sell pickup trucks that I know are good quality vehicles. 1 out of every 20 that I sell has some weird issues, something acts up because guess what? Their vehicles and stuff breaks, right? I don't have something that a manufacturer or a big corporation is pushing on me to sell and saying, hey, you got to sell this, right? Or for instance, if I want to sell pickup trucks because they are one of the best selling vehicles on the market, but they don't send me 50 of those and say, hey, you got to sell these if you want to get your 20 F-150s, right? Say, hey, you got to sell 25 Chevy Bolts before we give you your 10, Silverado 1500s. Trust me, I've thought, what would it be like to own a new car dealership? What would it be like to get into that side of the business? But that's one of the biggest driving factors that I haven't gotten into that side of the business. I'm third generation car guy. My dad, my grandpa before me, that's the biggest reason they haven't gotten into it. What you're forced to do by the manufacturer is sell their product. They're gonna come out with products that aren't great. They're gonna come out with stuff that doesn't work. They don't even know until they have these things produced and out there. That's why you see 10,000 F-150s recalled that have a 2.7 EcoBoost because they had some issue in manufacturing that they overlooked or missed, right? Because stuff happens. Value in the used market, guys, one of the biggest things I see is that you have the ability to buy a truck that has 10,000 miles on it, right? A Chevy Trail Boss right there, 10,000 miles on it. You can come drive it on my lot. You can see if it has issues. I've checked it out through my shop. I've made sure it doesn't have issues, right? Because that's the kind of dealer I am. Maybe some dealers don't. You know what you're getting. When you go into a new car dealership and you go drive the brand new Chevy Trail Boss that nobody else ever drove, okay, that rolled off the assembly line, and yes, it has your factory warranty, you don't know what issues could happen with it. The beauty of that truck, of what I sell, I can pull up a Carfax, I can look at the service records, did this thing have issues, and I'm able to put it on my lot and sell a product. I know what was going on with it. Big value there. Let's talk more about the dollars and cents of it, guys. So used truck market specifically, because that's what I'm in, is driven by supply and demand. Everybody commenting and saying, hey, these truck prices are outrageous, this stuff's crazy. Guess what? Guys are paying the money. Guys are buying these trucks. If they weren't buying them, the prices wouldn't be where they're at. The other big thing is all of these used trucks you guys see sitting on my lot, somebody had to pay the money new and take the $10,000, $20,000, sometimes $30,000 hit to trade that truck in on another new truck, put their new truck that was a new truck into the used market, right? I ran the numbers on that a couple years ago, and it was like 24 million millionaires in the United States. Those people are taking that hit, and that's how you guys have the opportunity to now come buy used vehicles. Value-wise, in a used vehicle, your depreciation factor is the lowest. When I sell this 2023 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4, this specific one has 30,000 miles on it. When I sell that truck for mid-50s, and 2-3 years from now, my customer comes back to me and wants to trade that truck in, I know that truck, because it's the right truck, it's got the right equipment, that truck takes the least amount of hit financially for my customer, which is why they keep coming back to buy more vehicles from me. I'm in the long game here, right? Like, I want my customers to come back to me. I have service, I have a destination. That's my goal. And I wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work. So I have 2 vehicles on my lot right now. I have a 2021 Chevy Silverado 1500 LTZ with 87,000 miles on it. Window sticker on that brand new was around $56,000. I traded the truck in, which is the only reason I have it with that many miles, and I'm selling it on my lot right now for, I think it's $33,900. It's a 21 with 87,000 miles. It's an LTZ, it's all loaded up. I think it's a 3.0 diesel, like, it's a sweet truck. Crew cab, 4-wheel drive, all the right stuff. Then I have a 2023 Mercedes-Benz, I think it's a CLA 250 4MATIC, burgundy, sweet little car, 7,000 miles in a 2023, okay? I traded that as well. I would never go buy that car. That car, brand new, was mid-50s as well. It was like $54,000. What do you think I'm selling that car for? Basically the same money as the 2021 Chevy Silverado with 87,000 miles. Case in point is why I sell what I sell, right? And that's pickup trucks, because that little Mercedes, right, luxury sedan, you take That hit on a 2023 with 7,000 miles, right? So it's a 2-year-old car at this point with no miles on it, and it is 20 grand less than what it was brand new. The 2021 Silverado with 87,000 miles that somebody had all sorts of fun in, they drove that truck for a long time, it's still the same thing. It's about a 20 grand hit. The other big thing, right, that I look at when I'm buying these used pickup trucks, I'm always looking at where's the best value for my customer, what's gonna sell the quickest, right? Because that's what it boils down to for me. How can I turn my money as quick as possible? What do I sell the best? In a pickup truck, it is GMC, Ford, Chevy, Ram, Toyota, in that order. That's it. Those are the brands right now that are selling the best. And a lot of that, what does that boil down to, and what does it mean for you as the consumer? If you come buy that truck used, you're gonna get the most money for that truck when you go to trade it in or to sell it. You could go buy a Ram pickup truck right now, and they are a stupid good value in the used market. They're a really great buy new right now too, because they can't move them and they're taking a ton of money off MSRP. But what does that mean on that truck 2 years from now when you go to trade it in? It means that truck's still worth a lot less money than if you would have bought a GMC Sierra 1500, if you would have bought a Ford F-150. It looks like a deal, but when you come to trade that truck in, when you go to sell it on the used market, you're not gonna get a great value for it. You're not gonna get all the money back. So the bottom line is, when you're buying something that has all the right equipment, all the right gear, you will always get more money back out of that truck. Hands down, 100% true. When you come buy that truck in the used market, you're not paying what that guy paid new for it, right? You're not paying 20 grand more for all that equipment. You're paying maybe 5 grand more. When your truck has 90,000 miles on it, you come to trade it in, guess what? Your truck's all the more desirable because you have all the gear. All right, guys, so the other big thing, I go into this all the time with my buddies, with customers I have coming in, just to show where I see is the best bang for your buck. If you come into me and you say, hey, I want to buy a $30,000 truck, that's my budget. Well, guess what, guys? The truck you could have bought 5 years ago for 20 grand is now a $30,000 truck. Biggest factor in that is look at new MSRPs, right? They're always gonna go up because the cost of manufacturing, what they have to pay people, all that stuff is going up. And people don't wanna get paid less. You don't wanna get paid less. You're not going to work saying, hey, you know what, next year, I'm gonna make 10 grand less than what I made this year. That's stupid. Nobody wants to do that, right? So that's what drives pricing up. When you're looking on my lot, this is what I tell everybody. I'm like, hey, look at a $30,000 truck, run the numbers on that, right? Let me run your payment numbers on that, and then look at a $50,000 truck. That difference in payment, a couple $100 a month. But if you factor in your repair cost, maybe not maintenance necessarily, but repair cost over the life of that vehicle, your interest rate difference if you're gonna finance, you factor in your reliability, and even the fact that on that $50,000 vehicle, you're most likely getting factory warranty, you're getting a whole lot more for your money. I always say, get yourself out of where everybody else is buying. Look at it from that point of view, and 100% you'll be coming out ahead every single time. Like me as the salesman, me as the owner of the dealership, just look at it from a sense, and you tell me if I'm wrong on that, because I guarantee you I'm not. Get yourself out of where everybody else is spending money, and you'll see value, right? And that's what I try to do in the pickup trucks I sell here. Lastly, guys, and this is a controversial topic right here, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, I don't trust a single manufacturer, any brand, because I don't think any of them make a perfect truck. Everything breaks. The technology they're bringing out in all these newer vehicles is constantly changing. You look at your smartphone, because most of us have them, and how long do we expect these to last, right? We expect them to last 2 years maybe. That's usually what you're on, is a 2-year contract, maybe 4 or 5 years if you're lucky. You look at a pickup truck, and why do you expect that to be any different, right? These pickup trucks with the big screens, the gadgets, the heated and cooled seats, the sunroofs, even if you're not getting a loaded up truck with all that gear, you're probably still getting a touch screen, probably still getting power windows and locks. The electronics run the vehicle. If your battery dies on any of these pickup trucks, everything goes haywire. Nothing knows what to do. It's like literally you got check engine lights flashing, you got like the whole thing shuts down, you throw a new battery in it, everything's fixed. Why is that? Because it's an electronic. My point in this, guys, is I would not buy any newer vehicle without a warranty on it. Not a chance, right? I tell this to my customers. I'm like, you come into me, most of what I have has factory warranty on it. Most of my trucks are gonna have a year, 2 years, 3 years left on the factory warranty. Why does the manufacturer only have a bumper to bumper that's 3 years or 36,000 miles from in service date? Because they're smart. They don't wanna pay out. They're not sitting here saying, hey, we made a great quality vehicle, it's never gonna break. They know exactly what's gonna happen. After 36,000 5,000 miles, their risk goes up. After 3 years, their risk goes up. For me, what I have for my customers, I have Ally Premier Protection. I have a coverage, an extended service contract coverage that is excellent. I trust them. We work with them. My shop works with them. The reason is because I want happy customers. I want customers that come back to me and say, hey, we're so happy with your service. We're so happy with the product we bought from you. And even if we do have some issues, even if my cooled seats stop working, my sunroof stops working, I know I can get it fixed. And I have a little deductible. I have a $100 deductible, but I don't have other stuff out of pocket. To that point though, and you guys may say, well, yeah, warranties are a scam. Warranties are a joke. You know, I had a warranty. It didn't do anything. It said they didn't pay out anything. They didn't pay what they were supposed to. You got to be smart in buying these warranty products. And some of the questions, right, like what's the cap on the coverage? Most warranty companies, most, will not pay out more than, you know, 5,000 bucks, more than 10,000 bucks. They put a cap on that coverage because they don't want to have to pay out. They don't want to pay when stuff breaks. And they're scams. They're totally scams. Like with who I work with Ally, with some of your good warranty companies or extended service contract companies, because that's what they actually call them, their cap will be on the book out value of the vehicle and what the banks look at, right? So it's your typically JD Power, Black Book, Kelly Blue Book. They're going to look at, hey, what's the value of this truck? The value, and they'll book it out and they'll say, hey, this truck's worth $80,000. That's the max we're ever going to pay out on your contract, on your service contract or warranty agreement, right? Which you'll never use, right? Because the biggest thing is you want to make sure you have coverage if the engine or transmission goes. You know, if your headlight goes out, you got to replace it. Like guys, this, like a headlight on this truck right here, you're probably looking at $2 grand, 2,500 bucks just to replace that headlight, because you have to take it to a Chevy or GM dealership because they have to program it to the truck, because again, it's all electronic. If you're keeping a vehicle for any amount of time and you're gonna have it, you're gonna own it when it runs out of factory warranty, 100% I would not own it without warranty. Not a chance. You definitely need to consider having good coverage on those trucks. You do not want to own them without it. Trust me, I have stuff with 5,000 miles, 10,000 miles all the time that we're sending to the dealership under factory warranty to get them repaired, get them fixed. Ask the questions. Don't buy a scam. Don't buy a cheap warranty. Don't buy the wrong one. Go to somebody you trust. Go to the dealer you trust. Have an understanding of what you're buying. Don't just go buy any old service contract. Make sure you have that for the truck you want to keep for 5 years, for 10 years, right? Because you can do that. You can get a good coverage and keep that thing. And probably on the ending point, when you buy a truck, guys, you got to look at, okay, how long am I going to keep it? Where does my value drop off when I go to trade it in, when I go to sell it? Before your truck hits 100,000 miles, when you're at like that 90, 95,000 miles, right? If you keep your truck that long, that's really the point. Before that 100,000 mile mark is really the point that you need to consider trading your vehicle in and getting the most money back out of it, right? Because a lot of banks, even some credit unions, won't finance vehicles over 100,000 miles. Most people aren't walking in and buying a vehicle cash anymore. A lot of them have to finance, especially when you get to that affordable price point where most people are buying, because the general American public does not have $20,000, $30,000 cash sitting in their bank account, right? They have to finance that vehicle. So if they come in to me and I have a 120,000 mile pickup truck sitting on the lot, guess what? They probably aren't going to buy it. So what should you be buying in the used vehicle market? A pickup truck, 100%, not even a question. Guys, be sure to hit subscribe for more content. Check out my site, markmartinmotors.com. Click the subscribe button below. We'll be getting you more content, more of what you need to know and what you need to buy in the used truck market. Thanks for watching, guys.